Refeed days. What the hell is a refeed day? There's a difference between refeed days and cheat days. What's up guys, Agish here representing AK Fitness. What is a refeed day and how is it different from a cheat day? Right, so today we're going to discuss about refeed days. I've already made a part 1 in this series about cheat days, right, and why cheat days suck and why you never get a six-pack with the cheat day, and I explained what you can do instead. So check out the part 1, which is right here. If you haven't seen my part 1, this is going to be a part 2, which is refeed days. How is a refeed day different from a cheat day? Now we're going to discuss what is a refeed day, right, and why everyone shouldn't do a refeed day. And let's go about it. So refeed day is done only by those guys or the people who are first on a ketogenic diet or on a low carb diet. Now the purpose of refeed day is to during that day you're still eating clean, okay, you're still tracking your macros, your calories. The only thing you're doing is getting a good amount of carbohydrates during those days. I'll tell you why. And now, like I said, this refeed day is only meant for those guys who are on a low carb diet and on a ketogenic diet. A ketogenic diet is when you have no carbs, right? High protein, high fats, no carbs, right? So what ends up happening if you're going on these diets, right? These diets are mainly for those guys who are trying to get their ass below 8%. So when you go on a low carb diet or a ketogenic diet, what ends up happening is you go for 6 to 7 days, right? You deplete all the glycogen in your body as well as in your muscles, right? You're gonna look flat and you're gonna feel like shit because you got no glycogen, no carbohydrates in your body, right? So your body's gonna mainly burn the last bit of fat on your gut and your lower legs and all that stuff. So what ends up happening is you should have a refeed day every 6 to 8 days, right? It's a refeed day, not a cheat day, right? Guys get confused between this two, right? And they end up having cheat days every 6 to 8 days, right? And they get fat as fuck. That's the thing. So refeed days, the main purpose over here is you're still counting your calories, right? You're gonna get a slight maintenance or to a slight surplus. That's it, right? You're giving your carbs, you're bumping up the carbs, right? If you're having around 50 to 100 grams of carbs, right, 7 to 8, even 10 days, right, or 14 days, and then one day you get to bump up the carbs by 500. Now what's the purpose for a refeed day? Now once you get to a low carb diet or a ketogenic diet, right, your glycogen is going to drop, like I said. Now your fat burning hormones, which is leptin levels, right, that's the king of fat burning hormones, right? Leptin loves carbohydrates, right? They go in well. When you take out carbohydrates completely from your body, what ends up happening is leptin level starts dropping, right? It gets upset. It's like, where the hell is carbs, bro? I'm going down. And when leptin goes down, like I said, it's the king of pretty much all the fat burning hormones. So it takes with it all other hormones. So when leptin drops, your testosterone levels drop, right? That's why when you start feeling like shit, right? Then your cortisol comes up, which stores fat instead of burning fat. So all this hormone imbalance takes place, right? So you go for a 6 to 7 days week, and then on the refeed day, right, some people have 3 to 4 days refeed days. Why? Because they are more carb sensitive people. So when they start getting rid of the carbs, right, they're going to feel like shit immediately. Yeah, that means your leptin levels have dropped, crashed, your metabolic rate has pretty much crashed, your testosterone levels have crashed, everything starts crashing, alright? So refeed day, the main purpose of refeed day is to bring up the carbs. So once the carbs are up, your leptin levels will again go up. Your leptin levels goes up, your testosterone levels go up. Everything comes back to its normal position, and again you go for another 6 days and till you get rid of all the fat in your body. Not all the fat, you will die, to a 4% to a 5% body fat. No, I'm on a low carb diet, and for me, I'm not that carb sensitive. I can go on long without carbs, right? So you got to figure out which day should you have a refeed day. According to me, you push your body until you can't do more. Okay, like you go for 7 days, 8 days, right? You feel like shit. You go for the 9th day, right? Super low carbs, right? Keep your protein and fats high. There'll be a point where you can't lift the weights, right? You're going to feel like you're not going to even able to lift the weight. You're not going to do the first set also. You're going to feel like shit. That's the time you give a refeed day. A refeed day doesn't mean that you go eat Oreos, cookies and cream biscuits, right? You still eat clean, right? Go for the whole foods. But what you're going to do is you're going to keep the proteins and fats a bit low and bump up the carbs, right? So when the carbs are up, automatically all the leptin level comes up, all the hormones become proper, and again you start. That's the cycle, right, till you reach your goal. Now I'll tell you how to make a refeed day more tasty and more satisfying, so that you don't have to go and have a cheat day and then lose your track. Because getting from a 8% body fat to a 6% body fat is not easy. Alright, it becomes much harder. Right, every gram of carb, every gram of protein, every gram of fat counts. So you do anything wrong, from 8% you will end up 10% easily, right? So it's very hard to get to that single digit. From single digit to getting down below is very, very hard. So you got to be very careful during this 8, 9, 10%. Below that, very, very careful. So what you can do is you can go with whole wheat. So let's say you're doing intermittent fasting for 18 hours, and then you can have this one big giant meal full of carbs, right? Healthy carbs, full of fiber, no sugar, right? If you're on a contest prep or you're trying to get your ass below 8%, avoid sugars completely, because that's going to make you fat, right? So let's say you're going with a refeed day, right? You can go with whole wheat pasta, which is tasty, right? You can put on some fat-free cheese in there, you can put on some vegetables, and you got and pastas are very high in carbohydrates, right? Good source of fiber. You can go with whole wheat noodles, right? Whole wheat pizza, right? If you make many guys make pizza at their homes, right? So make sure the base is good whole wheat, right? Instead of the processed bread, and you can put in your tomato sauce and your fat-free cheese, and yeah, you can have it, right? So you're still counting your calories, you're still not going crazy and eating sugars. Thing is that when you start eating sugars, what ends up happening is you fill up your glycogen, but what ends up happening is all those sugars, right, they are fast absorbing, so that will go right into your fat storage instead of your muscle. When you get depleted, even for your muscles, right? So going with complex carbohydrates like whole wheat, like bread, pasta, stuff like that, it's going to take longer time to digest. So your muscles are going to get the glycogen filled up in them, as well as you're going to bring up the leptin levels. So that's the two main purposes, right? If you eat completely sugars, right, like Oreo biscuits and stuff like that, it's all going to end up as fat. And getting from 8% to a 10% is very easy. You can do it in one day, right? Go crazy and you'll end up in 10% body fat. So that's it, guys, for the refeed day thingy, right? Don't get confused between refeed days and cheat days. They're totally different things, right? And refeed day is done mainly for the guys who are going on low carb dieting and ketogenic, right? If you're someone who's who are having 200 carbs, right, every day, you don't need to have a refeed day, man, right? You can have a cheat day, a cheat meal every 12 to 20 days in a week, right? And that will keep you on track. So hope this tip helped you out. If you guys have any other question, please leave it in the comment section and I'll definitely make a video about it. All right, peace.